There is an outfit in this country that has been counting the cost of a motor car every year since 1950. And this past September, they put out their number for the year, $11,577. That is what it costs a man to own one car for 1 year. Not to buy it, to own it for 1 year, and then do it again the next year and the year after that. $965 a month, near enough, going out the door for a thing that spends most of its life sitting still in front of your house. Now, before I go one step further, I am going to open that number up and show you what is inside it, because if I do not do it, somebody in the comments will do it for me, and they will be right too. That $11,000 is a brand new car, bought on a 5-year loan with 15% down, and the average sticker price in their study was near $39,000. They ran it over 5 years and 75,000 miles. So if you are sitting there right now thinking that you do not pay anything like $11,000 a year, you are correct, and I am not going to stand here and pretend you do. The average car on an American road today is close to 13 years old, and 3 out of 4 of you bought yours used. Hold on to that. It matters later, and not in the direction you think. But here is what is inside that number, and this part surprised me when I first had it read out to me. You would guess the fuel. The fuel comes fourth. The biggest line is what the car loses in value while it does nothing at all. $4,334 a year, gone, and no bill ever comes for it. Second is the interest on the loan, $1,131. Then insurance, $1,694. Then the fuel. Then the license and the taxes, $813. Then the tires and the repairs. Take away the first 2 lines, which is what happens the day your car is paid off and getting old, and you have cut that number nearly in half before you have done a single thing differently. My name is Gideon Reel. I am 65. I have farmed the same ground in Lancaster County the whole of my life, and I have never held a driver's license. The buggy standing in my shed right now is older than my oldest son's marriage, and it was not new when I got it. The horse in the barn is my 4th. I want to be plain with you about what I am and am not. I am not going to tell you to sell your car. I would not know your roads, your work, or your winter. What I am going to do is take out my own arithmetic, set it beside theirs, and let you look at both. 2 things are coming that you should stay for. The first is a confession, and it goes against my own argument. There is a way of counting this in which I pay more than you do, and I am going to say it out loud, rather than hope you do not notice. The second is one sentence at the end that explains where the money in this business actually goes, and once you have it, you will look at your own driveway differently for about a week. It has nothing to do with horses. Now, why does not everybody already know what is inside that $11,000? There is no villain in it. The plain reason is that only one of those 7 lines ever arrives as a bill. The payment comes with a due date and an envelope. The insurance comes twice a year. The fuel you watch tick up on the pump, so you feel it. But the $4,300 that the car loses while it sits, nobody sends you an invoice for that. You find it once, years later, on the day you go to trade it in, and the fellow tells you what it is worth now, and you have about 90 seconds to be disappointed before the paperwork starts. A cost you never see is a cost you never argue with. That is the whole of it. And by now, you have already decided why we pay less, because everybody does. They are plain people. They go without. And that is the wrong answer, or near enough to wrong that it will take you nowhere useful. Going without is not a method. Anybody can go without for a month. What I am about to show you is not sacrifice. It is arithmetic, and it happens to be arithmetic that a man in a suburb could copy about a third of. So let me put my side on the table, and I have to say something uncomfortable first. There is no number for us. Nobody has ever counted what a family in a settlement like mine spends in a year on getting about. Not a study, not a survey, not one page anywhere. So I am not going to hand you a tidy figure and pretend somebody official stands behind it. I am going to add it up in front of you, out loud, line by line, and you can see every piece of it go in. If you think I have left something out, put it in the comments and I will read it. Start with the buggy. A new one in this county runs about $9,000, and if a man puts everything on it that can be put on it, better lamps, better brakes, the good upholstery, he can get to $15,000 without trying. A used one starts around $1,500, so it is not cheap, and any fellow who tells you we get down the road for $100 has never bought one. But here is what happens next, and it is the whole difference. That buggy will run 20 or 30 years before it needs a real rebuilding, and once it has been rebuilt, it will run 20 or 30 more. There are buggies on this road older than I am. Take $9,000 and spread it over 25 years, and you get $360 a year. Set that beside $4,334, which is what your car loses in a year, sitting in the dark doing nothing. Next comes the horse. A standard bred that has finished its racing days runs about $3,000, and that is what most men here drive. A really good road horse, one that will hold a smart trot for an hour and not shy at a truck, will go over $10,000, and I have watched men pay $15 and $20 for one. Harness is $500 and up. A horse works the road 10 or 12 years before he wants easier duty, so call it another $250 a year. Then there is my biggest line, and it is bigger than your fuel bill, and that is keeping him. Hay, grain, the farrier every 6 or 8 weeks, the vet when he is needed. An Amishman I know puts it at $5 a day, which is $1,800 a year. I have heard other men say $3,000, and I believe them because it depends on your ground and whether you grow your own hay. I will use the range and not pick the flattering end of it. That horse eats on the days you go nowhere. He eats when he is lame. He eats on the day of the funeral and on Christmas. There is no ignition to turn off on a horse. And that is the honest way to set our running costs beside each other, so let me do it properly. Their study prices fuel at 13 cents a mile, with gasoline averaging $3.15 a gallon over the year they measured. Feed does not behave like that at all. Fuel is the cost of going somewhere. Feed is the cost of having something, and it arrives every morning of the year, whether you went anywhere or not. Their maintenance and tires comes to 11 cents a mile, and that figure carries one whole set of replacement tires spread across 5 years. Mine is the farrier every 6 or 8 weeks, in season and out, and a wheel rebuilt perhaps twice in the working life of the buggy. So on the running side, we are closer than anybody would guess, and on one line, the eating, I am plainly worse off than you. The fees are small and they are strange, and they change the moment you cross a state line. In Kentucky, a buggy pays nothing at all. No registration, no title, no usage tax. Indiana is the one state where you will see a license plate on a buggy, and it depends on the county. Over in Daviess County, they have voted the buggy fee up to $175 a year. Ohio charges for a buggy on the road, though the little two-wheeled pony carts go free. And in Williams County, Ohio, there are folks who say plainly that we tear up the roads and do not pay our share of fixing them. I will not tell you they have no case. It is a real argument between neighbors, and it goes on. There is one line on their list I have walked straight past, and it is $1,694 a year for insurance. We do not carry it, and I want to be careful in how I put this, because we think no ill of the men who sell it. We have another arrangement, and it is a good deal older than theirs. If my barn burns down this winter, no company sends me a check. The district sends it, in cash and in labor, and the frame is standing again inside a few weeks. And next year, when it is somebody else's barn, I am the man paying. There is no premium, no adjuster, and no argument afterward about what was covered. What there is instead is an obligation that never expires and that you cannot stop paying in a hard year. I would not call that free. I would call it a premium paid in a different currency, and it is the hardest part of the whole arrangement for an outsider to copy because you cannot buy your way into it. And I will add the thing that spoils my own case. The English fellow who drives us carries insurance on his own car, and the cost of it sits inside the $1 a mile he charges me. So somebody's premium is being paid. It is just not being paid on a machine parked in my yard. Now the line that never appears in any video anybody has ever made about us, and I would like to know why. We pay English drivers. We pay them constantly. 60 cents to $1.30 a mile, and if the man waits for you, at the hospital, at the sale barn, at the lawyer's, that is another $7 to $12 an hour on top. Take a driver overnight to another settlement and you pay for his room. A run to a doctor 30 miles off and back is about $35. A family with a member who needs a specialist or a son working a crew 2 towns over will spend thousands of dollars a year in cash on other people's cars. Anybody who tells you the Amish travel for free has never sat in this kitchen at the end of a month. So add it. $360 for the buggy, $250 for the horse, $1,800 to $3,000 to keep him, $50 or $100 for harness, nothing to $175 in fees depending on where you stand, and $1,000 to $3,000 for hired drivers depending entirely on the family. That lands me somewhere between $3,500 and $7,000 a year, not a tenth of $11,500, about a third of it, and in a heavy year half. I could have handed you a prettier number by leaving the drivers out, and a good many people would have. I am not going to. And here comes the confession I promised, and it is worse than that. Their $11,000 is figured on 15,000 miles a year. My horse walks at 4 miles an hour and trots at 7 or 8, and 15 or 20 miles is an honest day's work for him before he needs standing and watering. The buggies in this county live inside a circle about 20 miles across, so I do not do 15,000 miles. I do a small fraction of that, which means that if you take what I spend and divide it by the miles I actually cover, there is every chance I pay more per mile than you do. Sit with that a minute, because it is true, and because it is the door into the only thing in this video worth remembering. And their own study says something that cuts in the very same direction, which I did not expect. It prices a mile at 66 cents for a man who drives 20,000 miles a year, 77 cents at 15,000, and a full dollar at 10,000. Read that over again because it runs backwards from how anybody thinks about a motor car. The less you drive it, the more each mile costs you, because the heavy lines, the value it loses, and the interest and the insurance and the plates all go on whether the wheels turn or not. So the fellow who bought a car for the 2 days a week, he honestly needs one, is paying the worst rate of anybody in that study. And my situation is the same complaint in plainer clothes. A horse standing in a barn eating hay is a fixed cost too. We do not win on the price of a mile. We win because the mile is not needed. That is the whole answer, and it took me 30 years to be able to say it that short. The church service is at a neighbor's house, and the neighbor is 3 miles off. The school my grandchildren attend is a walk across 2 fields. The shop is at the end of my own lane, and the customer drives himself up it. The sale barn, the harness maker, the hardware, the mill, my brother, my wife's people, the doctor. Every one of them sits inside that circle, and the circle is not an accident. It was built, 20 miles. Because here is the thing about a horse. He sets the size of your world, and then everything else has to arrange itself to fit. A district here is drawn to a size a horse can serve, and when it grows too big, it splits in 2, and a new district starts. Church rotates from house to house instead of standing in one building, which means nobody has a long drive to it, and there is no building to heat or insure. A man does not take a job 70 miles away, so he learns a trade he can do at home, and that is half the reason there are so many shops on this road. You are not looking at people who found a cheap way to travel. You are looking at people who arranged their lives so that travel is a small thing, and the low cost is what falls out of it afterward. Turn that around and look at your side of the fence, and I say this with no unkindness in it. The car did not just move you faster, it let the job be 40 minutes off, the store 15, the family 3 states over, and once all of that is arranged around the car is no longer a choice you make. It is a thing you must have at whatever it costs, which is how a machine that sits still 95% of the day becomes the second most expensive thing a household owns. That $11,000 is the price of a distance that got built around you while you were busy living inside it. Which brings me back to the 4,334. That is the number I would have you carry out of here. It is the largest single line in the cost of your car, and it is the only one you never see, and it is pure distance. It is the machine wearing out and going out of fashion, whether you drive it or leave it under a tarp. My buggy does not do that. A buggy that has been kept dry and greased is worth roughly what it was worth, and my grandson will drive it. That has less to do with the wood than with fashion. Nothing about a buggy can go out of date because it was never in date to begin with. I ought to say as well that we are not strangers to a payment. Farms here are bought with mortgages the same as anywhere. But on the getting about side of the ledger, there is no note, no lender, and nothing due on the 15th. No payment, no insurance policy, no registration to renew in most states. That absence is not virtue, it is just the arithmetic of owning a plain thing outright, and it is the same arithmetic whatever the thing is. Now the honest price of the circle, because without it, this is a picture on a calendar and not a life. You are slow. A journey that costs you 40 minutes costs me half a day, and I lose the rest of that day too. You are at the mercy of weather in a way that is hard to describe to a man with a heater and a windscreen wiper. Anything beyond that 20-mile circle puts you in somebody else's car, on somebody else's schedule, at somebody else's price, and if he cannot come Tuesday, then you do not go Tuesday. Work outside the circle is closed to you, and that shuts off trades and wages that would otherwise be open to a young man. And the hard one, when a buggy and an automobile meet on a road, the buggy loses every time, and there is not a settlement in this country that does not have a family in it who knows exactly what I mean by that sentence. And I am telling you about my settlement and not about every Amish person alive. We are not one thing. There are men in this district who ride to work in a hired van 5 mornings a week and whose transport bill would astonish you. There are settlements in Indiana and Ohio that do this differently. Some shops here are big enough now to keep a driver on nearly full time. When I say we, I mean this road. So step back and look at the whole of it. The money follows the distance. It has always followed the distance, and it will follow it in either direction. Arrange your life across 40 miles, and the machine to cross 40 miles will take $11,000 a year off you, and you will pay it gladly, because by then you have no choice left. Arrange it across 3, and the whole question stops being asked. Nobody in this settlement is doing something clever with money. We are doing something old with distance, and the money is only the shadow it casts. Now, I promised you something to take home, and I want to hand it over carefully, because I am not a financial man, and I will not play at being one. I have no idea what you should do about your car. What I would ask is that you look at 4 things this week, and looking is free. First, find out what your car is actually worth today, and set it against what you paid. That gap, divided by the years, is your own $4,300, and most folks have never once put a number on it. Second, take a week and write down every place you drove and how far. Third, mark the ones under 3 miles, because those are the trips the world used to do on foot and still could. And fourth, ask which of the long trips are long because of a choice somebody made, the job, the school, the store that closed in your town, and which are long because they must be. And here is the sentence I have been saving. You are not paying for a car. You are paying for the distance somebody built around you, and the car is only the receipt. That is not me telling you how to live. That is only me telling you why the number is so big. Now do something for me in the comments, because I read them, and my grandson reads out the ones I miss. Go and look up what your car is worth today. Take away what you paid for it, divide by the years you have had it, and put that one number down below with the state you live in beside it. That number and nothing else. I have a notion those numbers are going to sit closer to 4,300 than anybody expects, and I would like us all to see it in one place. One more thing before I go. That horse of mine stands the winter in a barn that has never been heated, and the house he can see from his stall is not much warmer than the barn. There is no furnace in it, and there never has been. And my wife and I have got through 65 Pennsylvania Januaries in rooms that would frighten you. Next time, I will take you through the house in February and show you exactly how it is done. And the first thing I show you will cost you nothing at all. Whatever it is you drive, at least go and look at what it is worth this week. That is all I have got for you today. I will see you next time.